A very good morning, students, and Jai Hind. I am Adesh with my subject Accountancy, Chapter 3rd, Theory Base of Accounting or Accounting Standard and Indian Accounting Standard. These things we learned in this chapter, but today we are going to learn about the accounting principles. Whenever we prepare accounts of the business, so then principles are followed in each and every transaction. कोई भी ट्रांजेक्शन हम रिकॉर्ड करते हैं उसमें हर एक ट्रांजेक्शन में एक ना एक प्रिंसिपल्स यूज़ होता है. सो फॉर दैट वी हैव ऑलमोस्ट 11 प्रिंसिपल्स दोज टुडे विच वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न. ओके, ये 11 प्रिंसिपल्स हैं हमारे अकाउंट प्रिपेयर करने के लिए. हर ट्रांजेक्शन में एक ना एक प्रिंसिपल्स यूज़ होता है. सो according to that we are going to learn all principles which are used in our accounting. So that's why we are going to learn the accounting principles in today class. So students, what is the accounting principles we have learned in last class? So where the rule, regulations and the laws are prepared for the guidelines to prepare a business accounts. So these principles help to the accountant to prepare the accounts of a business in a particular rule regulations and after follow the rule regulations properly. So now what are these rule regulation, what are these principles we have? So these principles are used accordingly. So first principle is accounting entity or business entity principle. This is the first principle of our accounting principle. So what is it? Accounting entity. It means when we prepare the accounts for a particular business, so that means only those transactions are recorded in that business which are related to only that business. Not the other transaction we will record in our business account, or in the books of our business accounts. ओके जो हमारे बिजनेस है उससे रिलेटेड ही जो हमारी ट्रांजेक्शन्स होंगी हम उन्हीं ट्रांजेक्शन्स को रिकॉर्ड करेंगे. एंड दैट्स वाई दैट बिजनेस इज़ अ सेपरेट एंटिटी. ओके, ओनर इज़ अ सेपरेट एंड द बिजनेस इज़ अ सेपरेट एंटिटी. दैट्स वाई वी टेक अ separate name of that particular business. Okay, the owner name is separate and the business name is also separate. That's why the business is separate entity. So accounting entity or business entity principles, or only those transactions we record which are related to that particular business, not related to that particular owner. ओके, उस बिज़नेस का ओनर से रिलेटेड ट्रांजेक्शन ही रिकॉर्ड करनी है हमें बिज़नेस से रिलेटेड जो भी ट्रांजेक्शन्स हैं उन सबको हम रिकॉर्ड करेंगे. ओके, क्योंकि जो ओनर है वो अपने घर में भी कुछ एक्सपेंसेस करता है, अपने घर के लिए भी एक्सपेंसेस यूज़ करता है, एक्सपेंसेस करता है हाउस होल्ड पर्पज़ के लिए, बट दोज एक्सपेंसेस विल नॉट बी इंक्लूडेड इन द बिजनेस ट्रांजेक्शन्स. ओके, so only those transactions will record which are related to our business. So that's why business entity is a separate from the owner. So accounting to the business entity principal business is considered to be separate from its owner. ओके जो भी ओनर्स हैं उनसे सेपरेट होता है हमारा बिजनेस. सो दैट्स वाई ओनली बिजनेस ट्रांजेक्शन्स आर रिकॉर्डेड इन आर बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट. सो बिजनेस is considered separate from its owner. These four words are more important in this principle. Okay. Next one is second, money measurement. Money measurement principle. Money measurement principle say only those transaction can be recorded which can be measured in only money term. जिन ट्रांजेक्शन्स को केवल हम मनी टर्म्स में मेज़र कर सकते हैं, ओनली दोज ट्रांजेक्शन वी कैन रिकॉर्ड इन आवर बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट. फॉर एग्जांपल, आई सोल्ड 10 पेन but I don't know the cost. I have given to a customer 10 pen but I don't know the sales price. Okay, transaction was there, 10 पेन दिए but I don't know what the amount I have to collect and what the amount he will pay. अमाउंट के बारे में मुझे कंफर्म नहीं है. ट्रांजेक्शन हो गया, आई हैव गिवन 10 पेन्स टू अ कस्टमर बट आई डिड नॉट कलेक्ट एनी मनी. So then that transaction we are not able to record in our books of accounts. Why? Because we don't know the money value of those 10 pens. So that's why जब तक हमें पेन की प्राइसेस नहीं कंफर्म होंगे या किसी भी ट्रांजेक्शन्स की मनी वैल्यू कंफर्म नहीं होगी तो टिल देन वी आर नॉट एबल टू रिकॉर्ड दैट ट्रांजेक्शन इन आवर बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट. सो according to the money measurement principle, transactions and events that can be measured in money term are recorded in the books of account of the enterprise. ओके. जब तक हमें किसी भी ट्रांजैक्शंस की मनी वैल्यू नहीं कंफर्म होगी, ट्रांजैक्शंस एंड इवेंट्स दैट कैन बी मेजर्ड इन मनी टर्म्स आर रिकॉर्डेड इन द बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स ऑफ एंटरप्राइजेज. जब हमें केवल मनी वैल्यू कंफर्म होगी, ओनली देन वी आर एबल टू रिकॉर्ड द ट्रांजैक्शन in our books of accounts. Okay, so next one is third, This is the accounting period principle. Accounting period principle say we prepare the accounts of a business or enterprises for a time period. It means we take a one financial year. For that we prepare our final account, and similarly in the next year we again prepare the final account. So this sequentially or sequentially we prepare a final account year by year. That's why we can do the comparison in between the last year performance and the current year performance. Financial positions also we can compare. So these things are possible when we take a fixed time period for the accounts of business enterprises. ओके, जब हम एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम पीरियड लेंगे अकाउंट्स प्रिपेयर करने के लिए किसी भी बिजनेस के, तो उसके अंदर उस एक रेगुलर टाइम इंटरवल के बेसिस पर हम अपने फाइनल अकाउंट प्रिपेयर करते हैं. उसके बेसिस पर वी चेक द फाइनेंशियल परफॉर्मेंस and financial positions of that business entity. So according to the accounting period principle, the life of an enterprise is broken into smaller periods so that its performance is measured at regular interval. Okay, a small the life of a business is divided into the small time period. So according to that we can confirm, we can check the performance or measure the performance of the business by a regular interval. Means I have taken a 1 year uh, for the final accounts of a particular business, and every year we prepare the final account. So that's why we can check the financial performance and the positions of the business due to the comparison of the last year accounting or to the current year accounting. So life of enterprises is broken into a small period so that the performance is measured in regular interval. Okay, so this is the accounting period principle of accounting principle. So next one is fourth principle, that is full disclosure principle. Full disclosure principle say what the accounts are prepared by business enterprises So those accounts have to disclose in front of the users of those accounts. Okay, nothing they have to hide from the users of, or the financial statement of business enterprises from the users, those who are use those accounting informations for the decision making, for the investment, for the supply of goods, for the purchasing. So the principle of account say, fully disclosure principle say, account should be understandable. Everybody can understand easily what the accounts we prepare for our business, and they can use those accounts for their decision making also. Okay, so there should not be any hidden informations which we should we should show in our accounts, but we have hide those information, so that should not be there in our business accounting. So here there should be complete and understandable reporting on the financial statement of all significant information significant information related relating to the economic affairs of the entity. That should be complete, understandable report, or the report is paper related to the financial statement, and there should be a significant informations that should be related to economic affairs of that entity. It means nothing should be hidden. What the economic transactions are there of that business, all those transactions has to have to be recorded completely. Nothing they have to hide and nothing they have to leave. Okay, so complete transactions would be there, and those transactions are should be in that manner that can be understandable and that can be understand easily. So next principle is fifth one, materiality. Materiality principle. Materiality principle say those transactions which are applicable to take decisions on those transactions, so those transaction will be a materiality for the business. Okay, and if we say the ratio of the expenses, if we spend 2,50,000 rupees to repair a building, and the turnover of the that building is rupees 10 lakh. 10 लाख की बिल्डिंग है, 2.5 लाख रुपये हमने उस पर स्पेंड कर दिया है, किस चीज़ के लिए? रिपेयर के लिए. सो दैट अमाउंट विल इन्फ्लुएंस द वैल्यू ऑफ बिल्डिंग. और बिल्डिंग की वैल्यू अगर 10 लाख है और उस पर हम 10,000 और 25,000 रुपीज़ हम स्पेंड कर रहे हैं, सो दैट विल नॉट इन्फ्लुएंस द वैल्यू ऑफ बिल्डिंग. ओके, सो दैट इज़ द मैटर. अगर कोई भी ट्रांजेक्शन्स हम किसी भी एसेट्स को डेवलपमेंट करने से रिलेटेड करते हैं, तो वो हमारी एसेट्स की वैल्यू को इंक्रीज़ करता है, एसेट्स की वैल्यू को में ऐड हो जाता है. लेकिन सम ट्रांजेक्शन्स आर देयर which are not affecting the value of that asset. Those transaction will be counted in a business as a revenue nature, not a capital nature. So according to that, an item should be regarded as material if there is a reason to believe that knowledge of it would influence the decision of an informed investor. Okay, an item should be regarded as material if there is a reason to believe that knowledge of it would influence the decisions of an informed investor. So here an item should be regarded as material if there is a reason believe knowledge of it would influence the decision informed investors. Okay, so this is the materiality principles. So next one is sixth, prudence or conservatism principles. Prudence or conservatism principles. So conservatism or prudence principles say we have to focus on the losses. Means loss should not be there in a business. So then they don't participate in the profit of the business, but they do all possibilities. Losses should not be there in our business. बिजनेस में लॉस नहीं होना चाहिए, उसके रिगार्डिंग इसमें कंसिड्रेशन किया जाता है, उस पर फोकस किया जाता है. बट दे डू नॉट पार्टिसिपेट. यस, वी हैव टू अर्न प्रॉफिट, अगर हमारे बिजनेस में हम लॉस पर कंसिडर करेंगे कि व्हाट आर द रीजंस बाय विच द लॉसेज आर incurred in our business, so they think about those events by which the losses are incurred, so then they focus on those events and then try to remove that, so then profit automatically will be anticipated. So according to this principle, they said we don't have to think about the profit, we have to think about the losses. Loss should not be there in our business. Okay, so automatically profit will be there. So according to this, do not anticipate a profit, do not anticipate a profit, but provide for all possible losses. इट इज़ क्लियर? जितने भी पॉसिबल लॉसेस हैं उनको हमें प्रोवाइड करना है कि हमारे लॉसेस नहीं होने चाहिए. सो दिस इज़ द थिंग विच टेल अस. नाउ stating differently. Stating differently, it takes into consideration all prospective losses, but not the prospective profits. ओके, इनको प्रॉफिट्स पर कंसिडर नहीं करना है, इनको लॉसेस पर कंसिडर करना है कि लॉस शुड नॉट बी देयर. डू नॉट एंटिसिपेट प्रॉफिट, provide all for possible losses. Stating differently, it takes into considerations all prospective losses but not prospective profits. Profits पर consider नहीं करना है, they have to consider on their losses, so then the profit automatically they will learn. Okay, so this is our sixth principle, and next one is seventh principle. Cost concept or historical cost principles. Cost concept principle says, or historical cost principle said, it means if we have purchased assets, so on that value or the cost of that assets will not be shown year by year in business. We are using that assets also, so according to the consumptions or the time period, the depreciation also will charge on that assets. So after deducting or after subtracting the depreciation from that assets, the remaining value, that will be the cost of that assets for the next year. करंट ईयर में हमने जो एसेट्स परचेज़ की है उस पर जो जितना टाइम ड्यूरेशन के लिए यूज़ किया, उसको यूज़ करने के बाद जो हमारा उसकी कंजप्शन वैल्यू यूज़ हुई है, उस कंजप्शन वैल्यू को माइनस करेंगे, दैट कंजप्शन वैल्यू इज़ डेप्रिसिएशन। सो माइनस करेंगे, डेप्रिसिएशन को माइनस करने के बाद जो हमारी रिमेनिंग वैल्यू होगी दैट विल बी द कॉस्ट ऑफ दैट एसेट्स फॉर द नेक्स्ट ईयर। तो नेक्स्ट ईयर में हम डेप्रिसिएशन माइनस करने के बाद हम उसको यूज़ करेंगे। ओके, सो दैट्स वाई एन एसेट्स an asset is recorded in the books of account at the price paid to acquire it, and the cost is the basis for all subsequent accounting subsequent accounting of the asset. ओके, एसेट्स का जो कंजप्शन है, उसका जो यूज़ है, उसको जितना हमने एक्वायर करने में जितना अमाउंट पेड किया वो, और आफ्टर दैट इफ़ यूजिंग दैट, सो आफ्टर यूजिंग, सो देन वी हैव टू सब्ट्रैक्ट द that cost which are incurred in the use of that particular asset. So that's why we have to record the cost of that assets only. Okay, so here we have completed the 7 principles, still 4 principles are left. So in next video we will cover the next 4 principles also. So an assets record books of accounts at price paid to acquire it. The cost is the basis for all subsequent accounting asset. ओके, जितने भी हम उसके एसेट्स के लिए अकाउंट्स प्रिपेयर करेंगे, जितने भी ईयर के लिए अकाउंट प्रिपेयर किया जाएगा, सो उतने ईयर में हम उसकी डेप्रिसिएशन वैल्यू को माइनस करने के बाद ही हम उसको रिकॉर्ड करेंगे. ओके, थैंक यू स्टैंड फॉर टुडे. थैंक यू. एंड नेक्स्ट